Hello, everyone. I am so excited. I'm just giddy. We have with us today Philippe Cousteau and Ashlan Cousteu. Oh my gosh. You don't want to miss this episode of Plug Into Devin. They are the stars of Caribbean Pirate Treasure on the Travel Channel. Philippe is the grandson of Jacques Cousteau. Yes, it's not a coincidence. So stick around. You don't want to miss this episode. Philippe and Ashlan, welcome to the show.
Hey, Devin, how are you?
Devin, delighted to be back.
We are thrilled to have you. And Philippe, thanks. We're so glad that Ashlan could join us today. Ashlan, thank you very much for being here. Nice upgrade to our last episode when we did this without her.
Major upgrade, yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much for bringing some extra joy to the occasion. Philippe, Ashlan, what do you guys want to talk about today?
Well, I think that, we're focused on environment and conservation and climate and exploration and adventure and all sorts of fun stuff like that. So I thought that might be a good place to start. And I know it's something you're passionate about as well, Devin, and how we all join together to change the world. So I'm going to start there.
You guys spend so much time in and around the ocean and other environment. You're out in the wild, out in nature. What are you seeing as threats from human activity, especially climate change?
I think every time we go out into nature, be it down the street from our house or all the way in Nepal or the Marshall Islands, the human footprint is touching every corner of the globe. And we're really seeing that right now during the pandemic.
What evidence are you seeing, especially during the pandemic?
Well, it's interesting, that there's both some good news out there right now about how we're seeing resilience in nature. We're seeing certain areas with cleaner air and cleaner water quality. I think, in social media in particular, there's been a lot of images of, sea life in Venice canals and, dolphins playing off of Ibiza and, people in northern India being able to see the Himalayas for the first time in 30 years. Things like that are really empowering and hopeful signs. And I think I like to call them portholes or portals into what the future could look like if we start to adopt some of these kinds of more clean energy, clean tech initiatives that we've been advocating for so long and clean the environment a little bit. So that's some of the good news that we're seeing. I think, some of the challenges we're seeing is a lot of medical masks and gloves and all that kind of stuff starting to end up in streets and in the ocean, and so that's a bummer. But largely, I think we're seeing that nature is been given a little bit of a break, and that nature is remarkably resilient.
But we also want people to remember that we don't have to shut down our entire economy for the nature to thrive. And we all want to make sure that people realize that during this, that we don't have to, stay 6 feet away from each other and shut down all the businesses. Nature, if we do things smartly with clean energy, nature will thrive and come back, and it'll create jobs for all of us.
Yeah, that's a really important point. We're afraid people think for nature to win, the economy has to suffer. That's not the case.
It is exciting to think about the potential of abundant clean energy, and there's so many different sources for that. As you travel around the world, what are some of the innovative things you've seen with clean energy?
Wow. Well, certainly everything from small communities using biogas. We were visiting a community in the Terai in southern Nepal that was using methane from cow manure to power their stoves, et cetera. And it was just a relatively simple system that a local NGO had invested in and funded for them to install. And then they were using that as opposed to cutting down the forest. Mm-hmm. So there's little things like that from the massive solar fields that we see in California and other places, wind farms in Texas, et cetera, that actually produce a lot more jobs pound for pound than fossil fuel industry does.
Yeah, it is so exciting. Well, Philippe, Ashlan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Let me ask you each to respond to one final question. What is your superpower?
Storytelling. My superpower is storytelling and connecting the dots.
Oh, that's powerful.
That's why we make such a good team. I think we're both storytellers and trying to inspire people and broaden the constituency of folks that care about these issues. We need to remember that when we talk about sustainability, and we talk about the environment, it shouldn't be political issues. We've already seen what the war on science has done with respect to ignoring the warnings around a pandemic and now what that's doing in our society. Well, there's a lot of other warnings, and one big warning that scientists have been making for a long time that we've been largely ignoring, and that's climate change. So I think helping people connect the dots and understand we're all in this together. And when we talk about a healthy environment, we talk about our security, our economy, and our health as a species. And so all of those things are connected, and we need to come together to solve these problems. And when we do, wonderful things can happen.
Oh, fantastic. Philippe, Ashlan, take one last second and tell us how people can learn more about the amazing stuff you're doing.
Yeah, I think everybody should go to earthecho.org. That's our nonprofit, and it's all about empowering youth to show them that they have the power to change the world.
Oh, fantastic. All righty, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. We wish you every success in the world on fighting climate change and protecting the environment.
Same to you, Devin. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
All righty. Let's be bold together. I'm Devin Thorpe. For the last 8 years, I've been working full-time to eradicate extreme poverty, improve global health, and fight climate change. I've concluded that the best way for me to continue my work is to run for Congress to represent the people of Utah's 3rd District. In Utah, we have common shared values. Those things unite us. I believe passionately in our ability to come together, and I believe that working together, we can solve Utah's problems. I'm Devin Thorpe. I'm a Democrat. I'm running to represent the people of Utah's 3rd District. I'm Devin Thorpe, a candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.